Hey, good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution episode 140. Happy Friday. Yes, Friday is here. The last weekend before Christmas. So hopefully you have that Christmas shopping done. I actually do need to run. I was going to do it last week and didn't. The last few things on the Christmas list for both my wife and my mom. So the crowds it'll probably be more than my liking for retail shopping the weekend before Christmas. So that's on my docket this weekend. I checked my tracking this morning for my Bowman Draft Hobby Box. It is on a delivery truck, so it should be delivered today. So that is awesome. When I first received the shipping notification on Monday, I think it had its estimated delivery Thursday, which I knew was not going to happen. But I actually thought it would probably be next week, like Monday, before it got onto a delivery truck. So I'm very happy. It's coming quicker than expected per the shipping notification. So it did get loaded on a delivery truck this morning. So a Bowman Draft Hobby Box. I may rip that open tonight. If not tonight, tomorrow. But I think tonight I'll rip that Bowman Draft. What else is going on? Lee, I did not get to your box last night. Probably tonight, tomorrow. I'll get that counted to the just a moment. I've got a work. This is the best thing about being live. Let's see. Yeah. So that's what's going on. So today I wanted to talk about Broder cards. Had an awesome chat on Twitter last night. And I think Zach tagged me into this conversation last night on Twitter. Jenny, what's happening? Happy Friday. And it was Carolina Card Exchange. He's a Cubs fan, big Ryan Sandberg collector. He acquired, I think, a Ryan Sandberg card or saw one that he did not have. He did not know anything about it. And immediately when I saw the pictures, boom, that's a Broder card. So Zach said, no, this is great. This was a fun conversation last night. So I knew almost immediately that is a Broder card. So what are Broder cards? Well, I picked out, I didn't have time to look at my Sandberg box, but here's an example. Ty Griffin, one of my faves, never made the Cubs, but he was the top draft pick in 88, Team USA in 1988 out of Georgia Tech. These are what Broder cards look like. Now, you can't really tell. Actually, this one actually does have a manufacturer's mark on the back, but very plain back. Sometimes they have stats, but that's the Broder card. And the term Broder, so Broder itself is the last name of a photographer. So I think it was a father-son combo. I'll have to dive more into it. But basically, Broder was a photographer and produced baseball cards like this from his own images. And they were unlicensed. So they received the term Broder. And I think this was early to mid 80s. This was ahead of the big boom of the late 80s and early 90s, because by the late 80s, and we're talking 89, is when we saw this huge boom of unlicensed cards. So I mean, this is how widespread the hobby was in the late 80s, early 90s. My old-time barber shop, sold these unlicensed cards. He had them in penny sleeves, and then he had them tacked. Got a thumbtack here. He had them tacked to a cork board in his barber shop, just like this. And he had probably 50 of them tagged on this cork board in his barber shop, and he sold them for $1 a piece. And that was, I think, the going rate was $1 a piece at card shows, barber shops, wherever. And I received in the conversation that I had. Carolina Card Exchange, I showed off, and I'm surprised he hadn't seen this, but there's a famous Ryan Sandberg Broder card with Ryan Sandberg, nickname Rhino, pictured with a rhino. And I believe I received like a huge stack of those Broder cards, the Rhino cards, in a trade a couple years ago. So I think I have 100, 200 of those. So fortunately, I have most of my big name Cubs organized in boxes. So I'm going to look for my Sandberg boxes and see. I know I have extras, so I'll send him one. But that's my favorite Broder card. So basically, in Broder, just kind of the Broder name, because they were like the first on the scene for unlicensed cards. I guess unlicensed card is the best definition you can give to these particular cards. But Broder was the first on the scene. They're like the Kleenex of unlicensed cards. So, and the reason you won't find, I was surprised that this one actually has a manufacturer mark on the back. It says Pacific Cards and Comics, Los Angeles, California. This one does not have any manufacturer's mark because they're unlicensed. So not only is there not a license with Ty Griffin as a player for the MLBPA, although I don't know how that works with minor league guys, but they use the Cubs. It's got the Cubs logo. Sometimes it actually says Chicago Cubs. They're not licensed by Major League Baseball to use those marks. So they could get into a lot of trouble, especially when they're selling the volume. And I know there was a lot of volume moving, when I can get a stack of 200 in a trade, or, your local small town, in a town of 1,000, barbershop is, selling mass quantities of unlicensed, baseball cards. So, other Broder cards that are famous, there's a line of Bo Jackson, the Bono's tennis, where Bo's holding a tennis racket. There's some Bo Jackson with Bart Simpson, big collaboration because those two were huge in the early 90s. So there was a Bono's line of unlicensed Broder cards. There was some Michael Jordan, obviously. There's a famous rated rookie, Michael Jordan, in I think 86 Donruss design, in a White Sox uniform. Zach, I don't know if you've seen that card. I actually had one. I acquired it in a collection, and I think I sold it on eBay for like $5 instantly. So some of these are actually a little more valuable than others, where, a Ty Griffin, I could probably buy a stack of those for a few bucks. But Michael Jordan ones carry a little more, a few bucks. Typically, still to this day, you can get them on eBay for about $1 a piece. So there is some value. I know a lot of people say they're worthless. They're not licensed. They're worthless. That's not true. They do carry a little worth. And it all depends on the collector. I'm a Cubs collector. I love Ty Griffin. So I've actually bought several of these off eBay. I've bought some Jerome Waltons. He was right. So in the era, the height of the junk wax era is where you're going to find, who was popular in 89 to 92. That's when a bulk of these unlicensed cards were being made. Jordan, Bo Jackson, in your first round draft picks as well. So Zach says, I have a Griffey Broder, super annoying to track on trading card database. Yeah, and I don't know if these cards are listed on trading card database. I don't know if they are. I don't think they are, but I'm not sure. So yeah, these are these are unnumbered. So, and not even a year. So sometimes you don't even know. I just noticed this. His last name is misspelled on both sides. So this, There's no manufacturer, there's no date, there's no number. There's actually a shopping cart in the background of this picture. That's pretty cool. I just noticed that. I wonder if that's where they put like batting practice baseballs. But my guess based on this is probably 1989 or 1990, just because it's Ty Griffin. And by 91, he was kind of falling down the prospect rankings. This one by Pacific is U.S. Olympian. This could be any year. It's photo in Team USA. On the back, it says by the Cubs. So it's definitely after summer of 88. So probably 89, maybe 90 on that card. So that's Broder's. So it was a really fun. Zach, thanks so much for tagging me into that conversation, because it was a lot of fun talking about it and introducing. I know there was a couple people that didn't know much about them. So it was pretty cool to introduce, and I'm shocked that he didn't know the Rhino card. That's an epic card. So I'm going to try to track one down for him this weekend and send it his way. So that's all I had for today. I'm not sure if I'm going to break the Bowman Draft hobby box on video tonight or not. Just kind of depends. It's kind of I've got a lot of shipping still to do, so it's kind of annoying to move my setup to get it where I'm at right now is perfect for my shipping, but it's not perfect for breaking because I don't have enough room, really. I guess if I could clean up a space, I don't know. I'll talk through it tonight. So Jenny says, before I go off topic, how much snow do you guys have? I'm sitting here with my new four-wheeler and plow ready to clear snow and nothing. None in Racine, Zach. Well, we received about 8 inches over the weekend, I think. I think Saturday, I can't remember. About a week ago, we got 8 inches. It was super high. It was much higher than 8 inches in some parts of my driveway. I've lived in this house for 4 years, and it was the most difficult snow to plow that I've had in the 4 years, just because it was, around 8 inches, maybe 9 or 10. But it was heavy. It was wet and heavy. So it was really difficult to plow through. So yeah, so we've actually had a little warmer weather the last few days. So some of it has melted away, which is kind of nice. I like snow in December, but there's kind of a line. But right now it's kind of the perfect. A little has melted down. It's not, I was able to cut through most of it on the driveway. I have a south-facing or a north-facing driveway. So my driveway ices up like no other, and the sun never hits it. So it's really annoying. I don't like using salt on the driveway because it can eat at the concrete. But I ended up just after my second year here, it's screw it. I'm sick of this iced over driveway 5 months of the year. Yeah, north facing driveways suck. So that's actually one of the looking at, the next house, that's, one of, whether we buy or build, that's one of no more north facing driveways. So yeah, fine with snow as long as I'm not getting on planes all the time right now, right? So yeah, so hopefully it sticks around for a white Christmas. We shall see. So that's it for today. Thanks so much, Zach and Jenny. Thanks for tuning in, and stay tuned because I may break that Bowman draft tonight on video at some point this evening. Not sure when, but I probably will do that. So thanks for tuning in. Website 1millioncubs.com. eBay store link is at the top of the page. You can also access it 99centcards.com. Twitter is at 1millioncubs. Have a great Friday.